Welcome, everybody. Just waiting for everybody to get on real quick because it takes a second on all levels here. Welcome, welcome. We've got Facebook, Instagram Live, rawfoodworld.com/live. Just waiting for viewers to build up. It's just going to take a second, and we are good to go. Oh man, what a good week! What a crazy few weeks here. I'm going to repeat what I'm saying now, just for the few people that get here sooner. What I'm going to share today is my recovery routine from pretty much going from rock bottom. I literally thought at one point that I might die, to where I'm at right now, which is like a miracle in my eyes. We're going to talk about the physical technique I use. Physical routine is what I'm talking about. The spiritual, and then the products that I took. And it's like all these things, literally, I feel like saved my life. So just waiting another minute for everybody to come on, and then I'm going to share that. For those of you that don't know, if you didn't watch last week's Hangout, I was very ill, and I did this Hangout anyway, and I was talking about how ill I was. So we're going to go into the details, a little bit of that, but it was definitely last week we talked about the physical and spiritual lessons that I learned. Okay, I think we have enough people to get started here. I think we do. All right. Okay. 8:02 Eastern Standard Time. We are ready to go. Let's see if anybody's asking any questions. Okay. Okay, so literally, we talked about last week how I discovered that I had been breathing sewage for probably a couple months straight, and my health started declining for a little bit. And it got to the point where, and then I actually shocked my body really badly from burning my mouth, probably 3rd-degree burns in my mouth. Crazy. Anyway, it got to the point where I was kind of like bedridden without any energy, breathing in these fumes, not knowing what the hell I'm doing. And it was pretty intense. So when we finally discovered what was going on, we fixed the sewage situation in my house. I was living at the other house for just a little bit. It was actually only 24 hours till it was fixed, and then I've been back here ever since. So last week I did a live Hangout, and I literally had a difficult time like sitting up and trying to do the Hangout. I was like, I had to do it. And I did it. And so 1 week later here, I'm like recuperated. I'm like extremely excited, extremely happy. And what I'm going to do is share my routine on how I did this. Literally at one point, I thought that I might not make it. That's how crazy it was. So the first thing that I did was fighting for life, the desire for life. That was like key. That was like number one. So I didn't have energy levels to even like walk to the pool over here. That's how bad it was. It was like really frustrating. Never experienced anything like that before. And so what would happen was I would just lie in bed for weeks or whatever I was doing for days and days and days. And so when I started to change, when the sewage system was fixed, I started to fight for life. And what that consisted of was getting myself up and walking. For example, when like at certain times, like, you know, when you wake up in the middle of the night, like 4 o'clock, and you might not have energy in your physical body, but you're like buzzing and there's no way you could sleep. I would use those times. I would literally take a blanket and like walk outside all across all the areas and then come back and then just like clonk. That actually helped me go to bed real quickly. So I started doing that, and I didn't realize how bad my muscles had atrophied to where my body was like sore. And I thought what it was from simply just walking not very far. I thought it was from being lying down all the time. You know, when people get bed sores and things like this. So I thought that's what it was. And then while I was in bed, I would start doing yoga moves. I would just like lift my, I would just like put my feet up and then like lift my butt off the ground as I touch my legs. But all of these areas were the sore parts, I realized. But anyway, so my desire for life was like each day I would walk more and more and more, even though I had no desire to do that. And then eating food. Like when this sewage thing was happening, my body, when my body was detox, I'd rather just like let my body eat nothing and let my body come like do this. And it was like kind of like a suffering having to deal with food, but I was getting really skinny. So I'd make sure to eat food twice a day. And so the other aspects that I stayed away from, I told you I learned my lesson when this was going on. But number one was not to go into despair. Because I noticed whenever I did that, my energy would get zapped. Never go into bitterness, never go into anything like that. And so the next thing that really, like literally saved my life were products that I kind of stopped taking. And now I'm taking now again, like I used to all the time. So one day, like it was probably the third day when I was able to walk a little bit further, I get back to the couch and I was like done. I wasn't gonna walk anymore. And my buddy was like saying, you know, why don't you put a B12 patch on in order to give yourself an energy boost? And I was like, okay. So I tried it. And as soon as I put one of these things on, immediately I had more energy and was able to like go on another walk. Like this literally provides energy. And I've always known that because I'm extremely sensitive. But when I got this sensitive to the point where I was like that on the couch there, I could totally feel it. And B12 right now is a huge worldwide epidemic. Here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, Loja, all the children these days are now like getting B12 shots. And if that's happening in a third world country and here in Ecuador, it's got to be happening in the United States. What the hell is going on? So this product is like, it just goes directly into the bloodstream and then boom, you have energy. There was a woman when we first came out with these who had a methylation mutation and she couldn't methylate B12 properly. And her sister had the same thing and she was bedridden. And what happened was she went to her bed and she gave this to her bedridden sister. And as soon as she put it on, she like perked up and started cleaning the house for the rest of the day. And so I don't know why I stopped taking these. I mean, I took them here and there and things like this, but if you want an energy boost, I mean, this product literally, I feel like it like saved my life along with a couple other ones here that I'm about to share with you momentarily. So like right here, B12 patches, and actually these B12 patches, we just came out with October at cost specials, are at cost right now. So they're very inexpensive at therawfoodworld.com if you want to check it out. But this is one of the most popular products on our website, and now I see why, and I stopped taking. I don't know, but this definitely boosts energy levels. The other products that I've been taking copious amounts of. 1 week ago, I could not even sit up at a Hangout and talk to you guys. I don't know how I even got the energy to do that. Now I'm just like, bling! I've been taking copious amounts of the Reishi Spore triterpene crystals and the Reishi Spore oil. I've never taken so much reishi spore oil in my life. As you know, I've had burnt my inner mouth with this plastic thing, which you could just watch the last Hangout if you want to know about that. People were telling me to take cell food to help with the burn. I tried it, didn't really do much. But anyway, I remember a friend telling me when they took this product, it helped regrow their gums or something. This is like reishi spore oil. This is like an extremely valuable oil from the reishi spore. That's like the most potent constituent of the reishi mushroom, has the most active ingredients in the spores. And it takes like a couple 1,000 pounds of spores to literally get a pound of reishi spore oil. And what I was just doing was just like taking about this much, like I guess like a half a dropper full, and dripping it in my mouth and just like I don't know, holding it there. And I literally did that like 4 times every night, like 4 dropperfuls like that. And I could just feel the regeneration, the rebuilding of my immune system, it's all the living nutritional products literally saved my life. And then the reishi spore tritropine crystals, everybody knows I'm a fan of the powder. However, like the taste is like way too bitter. And in the state I was in, that was no good. So I was using the caps. I've been literally taking like 6 of these. What this is they take the reishi spore powder and they extract the tritropinoids, the tritropine crystals, which is the most potent constituent of the reishi mushroom. Pretty much, it's like if you were to take marijuana and you were getting the most potent constituent of it, you would isolate the THC and you'd have THC crystals. So what we have here is like reishi spore tritropine crystals. And I used to travel and do talks in the United States, and there'd be times where driving 8 hours a night to get to one state to the next state, I couldn't make it, and I would take like a bunch of these, and I was fine. So what I started doing was I started taking like 4 to 8 a day, and then boom, watch my last Hangout from last week. Like the regeneration that has occurred is absolutely crazy. For my mouth, I was also taking the Organo Living Silica. All of these products are at the rawfoodworld.com. I was taking the Organo Living Silica and like just gurgling it in my mouth. We actually just came out with an offer today where if you buy any 1,000 milliliter bottle of this new Organo Living Silica collagen booster, or the green bottle, or the G5 Siliplant, you get a free 500 milliliter bottle of this. And it's unlimited amount. So if you buy 10 of these, 10 of the green bottle and 10 of the G5 Siliplant, we will send you 30 free bottles of this in the 500 milliliter size, which is about half this. This is 1,000 milliliter at the rawfoodworld.com. And if you get 3, the price even goes down a little bit more. Cheaper than Amazon to get 1. And it's free shipping on your entire order when you do this stuff. So we got some awesome deals right now. And many of you probably know the last product that really helped me out. Now, going through all this, I needed to be relaxed in the best way possible. And because I realized stress, because I was, as many of you know, I told you about, last week how I used to freak out about, if there's car fumes in front of me, I'm gonna like go nutso. And here I am, my lungs are messed up, can't breathe well. And then ironically, they started painting my house with chemicals. I breathed all that sewage for so long. But so what I had to do is like, I have been maintaining calmness, but that was part of my lesson. Like I had no problem with the pain. I just like dealt with it. I was like, what is going on here? But it's almost like relaxation. This is like a key in healing. And I'm not talking about meditation. If you have a disease in any specific area, whether it's your thyroid, you have like a heart issue or a colon issue, whether it's cancer or just a polyp or just an ulcer, or you have some sort of internal burning or pain, think about constipation. What does that look like? The person's always like, always tense. And so what we want to do is target that area in relaxation. And on a physical, emotional, and spiritual level, it has the potential to do something. And so I was really focusing on that, relaxing, and things like this. And the CBD oil is actually really good for relaxation. And so this was actually helping to save me also on some level. But at the same time, it also activates all sorts of receptors in the human body. Serotonin uptake receptors to help with mood, calcium uptake receptors, cancer receptors, cancer cell receptors, supposedly causes apoptosis. I saw in one clinical study saying a doctor stated this. And pain, trip receptors, which is responsible for pain, and that can also help with the pain aspect and helping you relax. But we think about it, as soon as you feel a pain of your disease in whatever area it is, you kind of like tense up and there's fear and worry about it. And it's a very uncomfortable feeling. So what we want to do is like relax into that. That tension could very well be the issue, and it's scary. So that's why we don't even look at the possibility of relaxing. We'd have to look into it, maybe even cry and go into fear or whatever it is. But that's just like one of the techniques I was doing in terms of all of these things. So the desire for life was number one. That was like key. I was literally, I couldn't walk to the freaking pool. Do you realize how I was like, desire for life, desire for life. And I would just keep going. And then each day I would go further. Make myself eat like desire for life, like no despair, no bitterness, no anything like that. Literally 1 week ago, I couldn't even sit up talking to you guys. Go watch the last Hangout. It was insane. And so the desire for life, never giving up, like going for it. That was number one. The whole relaxation aspect. Relaxing. Yeah, it's been an incredible thing. And the Rishi Spore products and the B12 patches and the CBD oil is what like literally saved my life. It was insane. As soon as I put a B12 patch on, like I forced myself to walk one day and I was getting further and I was like, okay, I'm done for the day. I put a B12 patch on and all of a sudden, bing, immediately. I was able to just like walk again. And as I said just a minute ago, B12 deficiency is like an epidemic right now. Here in Ecuador, the kids are literally getting B12 shots. Why? And if it's happening in Ecuador, in a third world country, it's definitely happening in the USA. So I don't know why I stopped taking these, but you might want to try this for energy levels. You might notice like a pretty big deal going on. Anyway, copious amounts of Rishi Spore oil with these B12 patches and copious amounts of tritropine crystals saved my freaking. And the CBD oil, of course, was a big one in relaxing me, helping me sleep, activating receptors to keep my body functioning well. These kept my immune system up, fighting off whatever the sewage issue was. It was crazy. And literally a week ago, I could not walk to the pool. So that was like my recuperating strategy. And of course, while I was sick in the beginning with the sewage thing going on, I stopped taking other products like the Quintessential. I made sure to take this every single day to make sure that I was getting the minerals I needed for my body. And I was taking the Organo-Living Silica just to repair collagen and things like this. I was taking the 1,000 milligram strength of the CBD oil. That's the question we just got. So a week ago, I was bedridden. Now I'm like flying here. I literally thought at one point that I wasn't going to make it. That's how crazy it was. So I'm just super grateful to be alive. I'm super grateful for every breath that I take in. I'm super grateful to see this world in front of me still. There's my computer, there's my phones. I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm extremely grateful for every second that I have with my children. I'm extremely grateful for every meal that I eat. I'm extremely grateful for being able to be back on this healthy and providing this service. And again, I'm very happy for every monotonous task that I have to do in work. If you remember from last week, I'm just super grateful for life, and I'm ready to go nutso now. Like nutso, like welcome to the raw food world. It's gonna be a fun adventure. Man. So let's see if anybody has any questions in regards to all of this. Oh, man, there's lots of people talking. Okay. Matt, you share very clear, honest, nicely with a great heartfelt energy. That's awesome. Have I tried a niacin flush? No. I mean, in the past I have. Would this help with liver cancer for energy? I'm not like a doctor, so I can't really make recommendations when it comes from cancer. Make sure if I give any advice, make sure you talk to a healthcare practitioner before making any changes. But like the whole entire thing that I talked about, grateful for life, relaxation, fear, work, like all that type of stuff, being a better person. Someone says that's the best ever. Okay, let's see here. Glad to see you're feeling better. Thank you, everybody. Matt, do you take the tritryptophan crystals just straight or mix it with water? I've been taking it with coconut water on an empty stomach in caps. I've been doing caps lately because, you know, my mouth got messed up from it being burnt, and it's already bitter. I didn't need any shock to my system. I'm just trying to be gentle here. You did look like you were on your death door last week. I thought that you might die too. Gratefulness, yes. So glad you are feeling better. Yay, like, it's a miracle. It's a freaking miracle. Okay, let's see if anybody. Glad that you're doing well. You looked really beat last week, so you're looking really good this week. That's awesome. Okay, so I'll just do a quick summary for everybody tuning in. I've answered all the questions here, unless there's any at news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Okay, so last week, glad you're feeling better, Matt. Okay, thank you for the reminder to take my spore oil. I'm never not going to take that stuff again. And the B12 patches. Okay. So I had a sewage issue here. If you should watch my last Hangout. I couldn't even like barely sit and talk to everybody. They finally fixed it around that time, or I actually left my house around that time. to where I stopped breathing that in, and my health was declining. I didn't realize that's what it was. Plus, I shocked my body so heavily by giving myself third-degree burns with these plastic teeth thing that I put in my body at the same time, in my mouth at the same time. And I've literally been, my energy was steadily declining for a few weeks, and I didn't realize what was going on. My teeth were hurting. It was just crazy. And then I discovered the sewage situation. And so then a week ago, like while my health was declining, I was still doing yoga, like getting myself to do it, like heavy doses of yoga was anyway, but it got to the point where I couldn't walk to the pool. Like, I was like, what is going on here? And so I've been kind of bedridden, and what I shared today in today's live hangout was my recovery routine from where I went from not being able to walk to the pool a week ago to not being able to like sit up straight with energy during my live hangout last week to where I'm like practically fully recovered right now. So you could rewatch it, but a quick summary would be the desire to live life was like one of the #1 things that I did. Like I couldn't walk much, but I like would at nighttime when I got up in the middle of the night, because like I'd be lying in bed. I always needed to sleep, but then there are points where you're like buzzing and you can't sleep. So I would take those times like at 3 a.m. in the morning, put a blanket on me and just like walk around the house. And I didn't realize my muscles atrophied so bad until I was like sore. And I thought it was from like being on certain body parts for so long, like, but it was really from the exercise I was doing, which was actually cool because I didn't feel bad for sleeping as much all night. But anyway, being grateful, never going into despair, because I just felt my energy being zapped if I did that. Emotional despair was even worse. No bitterness, gratefulness on every level, like every breath that I was taking in, I was just savoring. And then lastly, these products saved my life. Like when I was taking a walk every single day, I could only go a little bit further. And on the second day, I was only able to go so far. And I came back, and I was like, oh, I got to just lie down on the couch here for the next few hours. And then my buddy told me to put on a B12 patch. I put it on, and all of a sudden, like, ding, I literally had energy immediately, and I was able to go on another walk. And I was just, as I was saying earlier, I've already said this 2 times, that a B12 deficiency is like a worldwide epidemic right now. Here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, the kids are getting B12 shots as if it's normal. If that's happening in a third world country, it's happening in the USA. So I don't know why I stopped taking these, but this, if you want an energy boost, our B12 patches are like a boom. And they're at cost right now on our website. And then I was taking copious amounts of the reishi spore oil, like crazy amounts, like 2 full dropperfuls, or you could say like 4 half dropperfuls or 5 half dropperfuls. CBD oil helped relax me with the whole spiritual aspect of healing, which was intense. And then I've been taking the reishi spore triterpene crystals, which is like the most potent constituent of the reishi mushroom, and taking copious amounts of this stuff. So literally, these products saved my life. The B12 patches, CBD oil, and reishi spore products. And my desire, my spirit, of course, my desire for life, never giving up. Every last aspect I was going against, like it's not comfortable to walk when all you want to do is lie down. It's not comfortable to eat when you don't want to eat. Like I would just like, So if you want to learn more about the story, you can watch last week's live hangout. And in 1 week's time, I've literally like turned my health around from like bedridden to 90%. I couldn't even sit up in last week's Hangout. So that was my recuperation strategy, everybody. And I guess thanks for tuning in. We've got no more questions here, so just check. You appear totally recovered. So glad. Nice. We love ours. Really works. It really works fantastic. Awesome. All right. All right, everybody. So I wanted to share that with everybody. I am so grateful for life, for you guys, for this service that I can continue to provide, for my breath, every monotonous task that I have to do. Someone's asking when the next retreat is. It's in December. It's going to be a really good one. So what's up, Nathan? Thank you. He came to our last retreat and he was like, wow, that was some story. And so just real quickly, let's talk about the promos right now. We have a Organo Living Silica. Buy any 1,000 milliliter bottle, get a 5,000 milliliter bottle for free. So you can literally get 10 of these if you buy 10 of like 3G5 Siliplant, 3 green bottle, and 4 of these in 1,000 milliliter size. And we'll send you a free. The company wants everybody to try this new product of theirs. That's why they're allowing us to do this. And B12 patches are at cost right now. October's at cost specials just got here. Raw Food 7 is the 7% off coupon code. CBD oil is at the best price we've ever offered it. We did that last week, and that everything is good until this Sunday. So like right now through Sunday is the best time to order. And appreciate your support, everybody. This is Matt Monarch, rocking my health, taking it to the next level like I've never done before. I'm so freaking excited for life. It's out of control. And we'll see you next week, every Tuesday night. Mwah.